Welcome to Planning Matters from Commons Commons LLP. Visit us at commonslaw.com.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie Creech, and I'm an estate planning attorney at Commons Commons. And I'm here today talking with my colleagues, Mary Beth Melso and Katie Commons. Mary Beth and Katie, we get a lot of questions from our clients, some more than once. And one that we get a lot of the time is, when should a client consider reviewing their estate plan, one that's already been in place? Maybe they're just talking to us today, or maybe it's one they did a long time ago. So when someone brings you that question, what do you suggest to them?
Thanks, Stephanie. So it's great when they ask. We love when clients ask that because it means that they're thinking about their estate plan. So we prepare estate plans to last throughout all sorts of circumstances, good and bad. But, we can't predict them all. So we do recommend that estate plans are revisited in certain situations. And I'll list a few of those now. So one is if there's a change in family circumstances. Two is if there's a change in a financial circumstance. Three would be if the goals for the plan shift, if you just change your mind. Four is if you move out of state. It's good to have an estate planning attorney in the place that you move review your plan. And then if none of the above apply, we still recommend that you review it every 5 years.
That's all true, Mary Beth. And I want to highlight for anybody listening that you talked about revisiting or reviewing estate plans and not necessarily revising them at each of those junctures. There are many times when clients come to us because there has been a change in circumstance, like the birth of a new child or the acquisition of a new asset or even the death of somebody in their estate plan. And they're often pleasantly surprised to find that the estate plan, as we have previously drafted it, works in that circumstance. It's intended to work in a number of circumstances. We found that those more frequent, smaller check-ins by client is a lot more useful than waiting and having an estate plan that no longer meets their needs because enough has changed without a check-in. And I think a major stumbling block to people revising or reconsidering their estate plan, there's two reasons people have a hard time with that. One, the estate plan is too complex. And the other is that they don't have a good relationship with their lawyer, which obviously doesn't happen where they're lawyers. But I see that often be the case. And people have been afraid to approach their estate plan. It's a difficult thing to look at. It's both complex and it deals with your mortality. But we work with clients, even those with very complex needs, to try to make their estate plan as simple as it can be and to have them understand it. And have it be approachable. And therefore, they're more likely to revisit it when it needs to be revisited and come to us and therefore have an estate plan that works for them in all kinds of circumstances, rather than this being a scary process with a very complex estate plan at the end that they never want to touch it or look at again. And I think that makes it really hard for it to be revised at appropriate times. So our job is to make that whole process work for people throughout their lifetimes by making it an approachable estate plan. So thanks for asking the question, Stephanie. It was a really good one, and it is one that we get a lot.
This has been Planning Matters from Commons Commons LLP. Visit us at commonslaw.com. This content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. You should not act or refrain from acting based on the information provided without getting specific advice from your lawyer. The information herein is subject to change and may become quickly outdated.